The former president is dead, but the war over his body is just beginning. In this episode, AI leak, forged protest, diplomatic passports, and a power play that could shake up Zambia to its core.
Vanatumira kuri security wani bodyguard wani tuzo iwe babosi bapo bali batwafire fuba sidabala nabalala. So that's how I slept. Na sabuka 02:30 oturo twapwa nzikate phone
Marcos
nasanga babosi 12 missed calls. Friday 30 missed calls. I said this is strange. Chisha chitika.
This is the Edgar Lungu Files Part 6. Edgar Lungu died in silence, but the echoes of his death have shaken the foundation of Zambia's political system. The body of the president remains in South Africa. No body viewing, no state funeral, and no return flight. A plane from Angola was reportedly scheduled to transport the body, but it never departed. While the family says Lungu left the country as a private citizen, and they have not requested for the body to return back to Zambia.
He came as a private citizen, Edgar Lungu. He was admitted in hospital as Edgar Lungu, and he died as Edgar Lungu.
This narrative has raised more questions than answers. Then comes the twist. A diplomatic passport issued to an opposition leader and 13 missed calls.
Nasanga babosi 12 missed calls. Friday 30 missed calls. I said this is strange.
Now Chabinga suddenly appears at the center of it all, with a diplomatic passport issued by the same very people that he opposes. The question is, why? He was installed leader of opposition without the opposition backing it, but it was backed by Nelly Muti, who is the parliament speaker, and she's also HH's former personal lawyer. Sources claim HH was planning on to use him in a court battle in South Africa, but he pulled back. But the real storm came when the audio leaked. Chabinga was heard bragging about bribing the South African judges in order for them to block the Lungu's family burial plans.
Bajaji ba kuno bakapanga ruling based on the public outcry in Zambia to support the Attorney General.
Okay.
So abantu bafire bako street.
Okay.
Bamachinga ngama placards cover belt. Lusaka. This then. You get the point?
Yes.
Today for a body is a kuno ifwe. Bani president was for bani amfite ngatia PF. Apa? One. Judge afunokulia.
Oh.
Because the laws, ama laws ya muno. Yali ba wiki when ngachaisa pamfwa. Family yali kwa tapwa maka pamfwa.
Oh, I get it.
Boma.
I get it.
He came out and claimed that it was AI generated, but the internet is not sure about it. Audio went viral, the backlash was brutal, TikTok and Facebook exploded, and the people started to whisper. The AI was heard chewing Shima. Some said the AI spoke fluently in Bemba, and some said, let that body rest. Chabinga filed complaints under the Zambia Cybersecurity Law Act. But the damage was done, and people began to question everything. Was it audio manipulation, or was it a desperate power grab? Then came the bombshell. A political historian exposes HH's triple power play on how to secure Edgar Lungu's body. According to this article, the UPND were planning to orchestrate a fake PF protest with cadres dressed as nationalists. These protests were meant to create false outrage, manufacturing consent for the court ruling in South Africa that would allow the government to seize the body and bury it in Zambia. What was the goal? The goal was meant to damage the Lungu family's credibility and to boost the HH's position ahead of 2026 general election. According to insiders, the acts of nationalism were not organic. It was a political strategy. It was to trap Lungu's body in death and bury him where HH wanted. Lungu's daughter Tarsila hinted at external forces, saying the death of her father wasn't just natural. But still, no official cause of his death, no international autopsy, and no independent confirmation. Medical staff were allegedly threatened by government, but government denies that. Instead, they demand for evidence. Meanwhile, silence from regional powers, Zimbabwe, Botswana, South Africa, has continued. When Kenneth Kaunda and Mandela died, Africa united. But when Lungu died, it was met with suspicion, secrets, and silence. Reports now suggest Lungu may have been using a Zimbabwean diplomatic passport in order for him to avoid arrests in Zambia, property seizures, and international legal battles. The Zimbabwean government denies involvement, but media speculates that he was using a false identity at the Pretoria hospital, while others claim that he owned multiple homes in Eswatini and in South Africa. If this is true, it paints a picture of a man not just fleeing political disgrace, but also fleeing from the same system that he once controlled. The Zambian government says it has seized over $7 million worth of assets from the Lungu family. A farm, a lodge, luxury apartments that were allegedly bought with corruption funds. Reports suggest he invested secretly in Eswatini, hidden under associate's name. Could that explain why the family wants him buried in South Africa? To avoid arrest and probably to keep secrets. So here we are, a dead president, a country divided, a war over bodies, voices and shadows, AI leaks, secret properties, political imposters, and a body that might just never be buried. The question isn't where Edgar Lungu will be buried. The question is, why isn't he being brought back home? This has been A to A. Like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. If that audio leak was real, or is Chabinga working with HH, or there's one final act in a much more deeper game. Tell ya.